it's time for us to practice. So go to sqlpractice.com. Let me just add this a bit. Last time somebody complained. Okay, there. Let me remove all this. So come to the left hand side, the right hand side on view all questions. Make sure you select keywords all, difficulty go for easy. Today we're going to do the easy, incomplete, and then select Northwind since that is what we have been using. I think I'll have to minimize these again. It's a bit too huge. So there, that's the first question. So show the category name and description from the categories table sorted by category name. So if you face an issue, you can get a hint of the solution. But for me, I want to solve them all. So you can see this is the categories table. We have a category ID, category name, and description. And then what is the expected output? We can bring this here a bit. So category name and description. So show the category name and description for categories table sorted by category name. So before you look at my solution, please try it out. But I think we need to select the category name and description as suggested from the question. So category name and the description there. What table are we selecting this from? So we have, it's called the category table, categories there. But then remember, it should be sorted by category name. So what do we need to do? We need to order by category name. At least it has, what do we call this? It has some automation there. Run selection. So you got it. That's correct. So make sure you also go and do that question. So should we now move to the second one? So you just view all questions. I think I completed this. Oh, the incomplete ones. It will show the incomplete ones. I'll leave the code there. So what is this question asking? Show all contact names, address, city of all customers which are not from Germany, Mexico, and Spain. So let's see the customers table. It has a customer ID, customer name, contact, and all those details. So let's see what do we do. First of all, we need, what do we need? We need to select the contact name. So we need a contact name, we need an address, we need a city. From what table are we selecting this? From customers, of course. But then we have, this customer should not be from Germany and should not be from Spain. So we need a where clause, and then we need the country. I think we have, yes, we need the country, and then we need, either we can use not in and then we put in what is needed there. I think should be not in, and then which are the countries? Germany. I think this should be correct. Let's minimize these again. Hope guys you try these out before you look at my solution. So let's see. Run selection. So that is, I think I'm facing an issue there. So what is a likely issue? I think it's this, the bracket here. Let's see. Exactly, that was the issue. So that was the issue. So that's the next question. Let's move to the next question. Today we're doing only the easy ones. Make sure you practice with this and don't just copy the solutions. So show order date, ship date, customer ID, freight of all orders placed on 2018 February 26th. So what do you think is the answer for this, guys? What do you think is the answer for this? based on what I've already shown you. What do you need to start with? A select statement. What fields are we selecting? Order date, ship date, customer ID. And I think freight part of it. Let me check the table. Yeah, I think freight should be part of it. Down here, freight, yeah. Freight is part of it. So from what table? From, I hope this is visible enough. Let's adjust a bit. Yeah, so from orders. But what is our real question? Our real question is, we need a where clause to select 2018 February 26 only. So how do you do that? You include a where clause where you have an order date. An order date of we can just write the date. The normal date should be 2018. Feb is the second month. Yeah, 26. We're actually in February. So that should be that. Let's see. Yeah, and that should be okay as well. So let's go to the next question. Show the employee ID, order ID, customer ID, required date, ship date from all orders shipped later than the required date. So first of all, let's see the orders table. There's a required date, so that is what we should be using, because if we have a required date, it means we can compare if that ship date is greater than the required date. So as usual, you'll need a select statement. Select, and then let me just come back here and check employee customer ID ship date. From where? Ship date from should be from orders. From orders where with the shipped date is greater, because it's saying show all where from all orders shipped later than the required date. So the ship date should be greater than the required date. Let's see if that works. Run. Yeah, that should work. So let's move to the next one. I hope guys you're following and you're understanding. I am. The reason you have these is caps. There's no particular reason. This could be lowercase or uppercase. This is just formatting so that it looks a bit easier on your end. But there's no specific reason why I am using that. So make sure you just use what you find most amazing for you. So show all even numbered order ID from the orders table. So what do you need? You need the order ID from which table? The orders table. And then we can use the mode to check if it's an even number. It's a bit tricky, but I believe you can be able to do it. This should be the column. So it's a select statement, and then we have the column, the next, and then we have from what table? From the orders table. And then of course we need to check the condition. So with mode, you can check if the order id is divisible by 2. If it's divisible by 2, that means it's an even number. So you can also try and find creative ways to do these solutions and see if you're able to come up with anything. They should be around 16 or something, and I'll try to do as many as I can for you guys. But I'm hoping you also take time to practice with the other questions. So let's go to the next one. Show the city, company name, contact name of all customers from cities which contain the letter L in their name, sorted by contact name. So obviously here you'll need to check the city and then have what you call like in SQL, that we compare the words and see if there is an L. We need to check with an L, not the exact city name. So let's go ahead. So select the select should be followed by the columns that you want. So these are the columns that I do want. From what table are we selecting this from? Customers. And then now, what is our condition? Where where city. So city is a column. Should it be caps really? No. City. The city was lowercase, yeah. Where city, and then what do we need to do? We need we need something that has an L. So of course, this is what you do. Let me just show you. These things will become second nature to you once you keep doing them and keep repeating. So it should be the capital L. So there we'll be able to find one that has an L in their name, and then of course we need to order by the contact name because it's saying we need it sorted by contact name. So when you need to sort, you use order by. So ensure you do that, and then let's close that. Then let's run the selection. So we got even that one correct. Let's see if we can do a few more questions. So what's the next question? So guys, make sure you are practicing as much as you can with these questions. Do not just come and get the solution and then go ahead. So make sure to practice. So show the company name, contact name, fax number of all customers that has a fax number. So anyone who has a fax number, this can be used for data cleaning, especially when you're doing data analytics. It's good to only have clean data or data that can actually be used for analytics. So there you go, man. Fax number. Do I have fax number really? Let's check. It's called fax, not a fax number. No, wait. There's a phone, there's a fax, the customer, and all that. Yeah, I think it should be the fax. If you look at the table, the fax is what they are referring to as the fax number. So let me get this and then get the fax. Okay. So whatever you're using here, we're using customers. No, not where. Please make sure you correct that. That should be from. And then we have where fax. Of course, fax should not be, is not null. Let's see. Let's see if this works. But it should work. Yeah. So what you're saying is we ensure that we get all customers that have a fax number, but the fax number should not be null. So if you look at this, everyone has a fax number. But if we select these, some people don't have a fax number. So you can see null, null, null. But if we go with all this, everyone has a fax number. So that's okay. Let's go to the next question. Let me see if I can do a few more for you before I leave the rest of them to you to do. So show the first name, last name, hire date of the most recently hired employee. So if we need the most recently hired employee, what do we need? Their hire date. Exactly, they hired it. And the most recently hired employee will have the most recent date. And the most recent date is greater than the dates in history or the dates in the past. So let's go that. Let's do that. Select. We need the first name, last name, hire date from employees where of course we'll need a maximum because as I'm saying, the most recently hired employee has the biggest or their date is bigger than the rest. So we can have an alias. This is what we call an alias where we have is just hire date. You show instead of it showing max hire date, I'm going to show you that. I think I did this wrong. That is it should not be aware because it's not a condition I'm checking. Should be this. Took me a bit of time. So the first name, the last name. Sorry, I don't need this. The first name, the last name, the hire date. The reason we are doing max hire date is we want the most recently hired employee. And as I'm saying, their hire date will be the biggest compared to the other employees. Because, like we're saying, today is 10th February. 10th February is greater than 9th February. So if I had three columns, you'd be able to tell. So Anne Dodsworth is the one who had the highest hire date. So you can see from here that's 2014. 11th should be. I'm not really good with months. Let's just leave it at that. Let's go to the next question. I think this should be the last one that I'm doing for you, and then if there are any other questions that are left, I think you should be able to sort them with what I have showed you. So let's get going. So show the average unit price rounded to two decimal places, the total units in stock, total discontinued products from the products table. So let me repeat that. Show the average unit price. So we will need to do an average for unit price from the products table. And then you have to round it off to two decimal places. So you'll need the round command on SQL and then two decimal places as average price, total units, and then we'll need the total units and total discounted products. So by total we mean summation. So let's get going. So sum, that is sum. Select. First of all, we need the average unit price. How do you get the average unit price? Rounded off. So we need to round first and then do the average of the unit price, because it's a decimal place and then to two decimal places. I believe that is how you do it, but I think we have an issue here because that should be closed as a column, and then we can give it an alias also. An alias means the name that will appear there. If I don't give this, I didn't show it for the other question. Let me show you how that will happen. So let me now give that an alias. And then secondly, we need the total units in stock. So the total, of course, means the sum of the units in stock. That should be the summation. Then this I'll give an alias here. So it can be lowercase or it can be uppercase. So this should be the total underscore stock. And then also I need the sum of the discontinued products. So discontinued, and then also this, because it's a total, call it total discontinued. Then from what table are we selecting this from? Of course, products table. So let me show you this. So run. So if you look at it, this is why we need to put an alias, because this is what ends up appearing on the column. So instead of having that, let's have S. We can have this as a average price, of course. We can call this average price. So there you go. So you can see average price, total stock, and total discontinued. So you can see that's how you're able to do that selection. So I think I've done how many questions? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 7 questions for you. I think they're about 16. Make sure you do the other 9 and practice with them. And I hope to see you in the next class. I hope this was helpful for you and you have learned something practical in SQL. Please comment with what you have learned, and in case you did not understand something, please make sure to comment so that I can be able to help you. Bye bye.